What's up, wrestling fans? You know who this is. It's Derek Ferreira here with you, and I'm going to get into the wrestling forum here, guys, and let's talk about it. So, this past Monday night on Raw, Brock Lesnar makes his surprise return, and of course, you know, a setup for a WrestleMania 42 rematch with Overfemi. And that match is going to happen at Clash in Italy. And it did create a buzzworthy moment, but it also served as another example of the biggest issue that's hurting Triple H when it comes to his booking in WWE. Now, he's presented fans with plenty of great individual moments since he took over the company. I could say a lot of things that he did, you know. The first year, you know, WrestleMania 40, you know, Cody Rhodes, you know, finishing the story, defeating Roman Reigns. Of course, we all know Cody Rhodes came back at WrestleMania 38. And then WrestleMania 39, he loses to Roman Reigns. And then wins the rematch a year later. And then you got Cody Rhodes in a feud with AJ Styles. And there's no denying AJ Styles, how great he is in the ring. But he was coming off of a loss to LA Knight at the same showcase of the Immortals, and he wasn't exactly red hot. Now, while their matches were quite excellent, and I would say they were the best 2 years ago, it felt like a step down for a superstar who was so popular entering WrestleMania that WWE Creative, they had to pivot. And of course, you know, they had plans to have Roman Reigns go up against The Rock. And then you had last year, John Cena, the heel turn. Of course, you know, many people in the IWC were talking about it. It did create a buzz for WrestleMania season. And the one thing that I like about professional wrestling the most is unpredictability. Because you never know what's going to happen in professional wrestling. But we all know, backstage politics, The Rock had to bail out. Travis Scott had to come in. And when Travis Scott got involved in Cody Rhodes and John Cena, it was a one and done moment. Because you had no real follow-up. And you wasted several months of John Cena's retirement tour. Now, let's get into 2026. Overfemi. He comes in. Of course, he beats Brock Lesnar. And now, you got the ruler. Fresh off. One of the most emphatic squash wins in the history of WWE against a guy who's an unstoppable force, who rarely put others over like that. And the best that Creative and Triple H had to do was these Overfemi open challenges. A lot of people in the IWC do not like that. And I understand Overfemi. You know, the guy has the strength. He's had 2 open challenge victories. But in those open challenge victories, he did nothing to sustain the momentum that he had come out of WrestleMania. So, what do you do to keep Overfemi hot? All right, we're going to bring back Brock Lesnar. Unless Triple H takes a page out of the book from his feud with Batista back in the day, are we going to see Brock Lesnar beat Overfemi at Clash of Italy? I know professional wrestling, you see these guys, they come back, it's 1-1. But you got something happening in early August. in Minneapolis, Minnesota. SummerSlam, the biggest party of the summer. Are you going to have the third match on that weekend? Let me say it like this. It helps nobody. And it's only going to serve to disappoint fans who have been along for the ride with Femi this year. And therein lies the worst possible result of the lack of follow-up that has plagued Triple H as a booker over the last 2 years. And I've said this, and I'm going to keep saying it again. Ever since WrestleMania 40, WWE's product has been going down. And when you book exclusively for moments, social media engagement, farming, or mainstream media attention without any direction or quality follow-up, you're setting the audience up to be let down. And here is the creative choice that results in renewed interest or rejuvenated fandom, only to be extinguished the very next show because there is no adequate follow-up or a clear path forward for that soul development. Because WWE had no idea what to do with Femi immediately after WrestleMania to capitalize on the buzz that was generated when he defeated Brock Lesnar. And then all of a sudden you had Brock Lesnar after that match decided, you know what, I'm going to retire. And then now the guy comes back just 1 month after that match, and you set up this match at Clash in Italy. If that was the intended direction, then there are bigger issues beyond the follow-up to everything that went down WrestleMania weekend. And until those powers recognize how important it is to follow up on the moments that captivate fans, you run the risk of disenfranchising your audience. Because at that point, whether they come up with, it's going to be met with indifferences from fans that were burned by the last 5 times that their excitement faded. And why is that, ladies and gentlemen? Because you never gave a follow-up to that. That's what we're seeing in wrestling right now, people. That is what we're seeing right now with Triple H running the helms in WWE. And yet, this is a guy that doesn't like to take criticism. And when he hears all the criticism, what does he do? Oh, he decides to bash the wrestling fans in interviews, calling us out. Dude, we have been fans of this product. We want to succeed. We want to see this product succeed. But all you're doing is you're holding booking back. And you're doing these stupid things. That's the Wrestling Forum, guys. Let me all know what you guys think down below. I'm out. Deuces.